Roxanne Leary. I have attended Good Sam since the summer of 2001. My spiritual journey began at the dentist's office. When I was a child, I was one of 4, and my mother would take us all to the dentist for checkups, and I have a lot of time to look at the illustrated Bible stories that was in the dentist's office. So that's where I learned the major Bible stories. Fast forward in time, we moved to a new location, and I met somebody who was an active member of the Christian community. And I learned really quickly that if I wanted to play with my friend, I needed to go to St. Anne's for church, and then we could go off and play after church. And they had donuts. Donuts are very important. Fast forward through time again, and I had a roommate who was a member of the Baptist community, and they welcomed me into their fold, and I hung out with them for a summer. And I went, this isn't quite right. And then my mother signed me up for a Finding Jesus class. And I was not pleased. But she was my mother. I figured she knew what she was doing. So I went. And sure enough, in 10 weeks, I found Jesus. And to this day, when I am looking for spiritual guidance, I go to God. When I'm looking for comfort, I talk to Mary. And when I'm looking for very human problems such as anger and greed and frustration, I talk to Jesus. And they have all helped me through my wanders. More time passes, and I met a wonderful man who was raised a Roman Catholic. I was not raised anything. And we were blessed with a child. And I went, okay. One of the things I have to do is raise a child to be a good person. And the fastest way to do that is to find a church. So when he was 4, I started looking at local churches, and I hadn't found one that fit. But I did meet Dolly Forney at the parent participation school we both attended, our children attended, we helped. And between kindergarten and 1st grade, she called me up and said, bubble, 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 vacation Bible, bubble, 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 much enthusiasm, come and do it, more bubbles. And I'm going, okay, she's very excited about this. Then she sent me a postcard. And I looked at the postcard and it went, Evening Vacation Bible School. I showed the postcard to my husband and he said, we could do this. So the 3 of us went on a Monday night to Good Sam. We're fed a very nice spaghetti dinner. And while we were sitting at the table, Pastor Steve came up, introduced himself to John and said, I'm new here. And John said, so am I. And they clicked. Well, we were promptly swept into Vacation Bible School as parent guardians. And I watched the fellowship hall go from a place of dining to a place of craft in less than 10 minutes, and nobody was in charge. Everybody knew what to do. I'm going, I like this. So we attended for the whole week, and we were, of course, invited to come that Sunday. And I looked at John and I said, what do you think? And he said, yes. And so we came. And we've been attending ever since. Within 6 months, I was swept into the Sunday school group, and I was honored. And then I had to learn about all the Sunday school stories I'd never heard of before. And I had lots of help with that. And then I was part of the Charms ministry. And then I was a part of the Adopt a Miracle ministry. And then I became part of the Sanctuary Angels ministry. And I'm still part of the Sanctuary Angels. I've met a great many wonderful people. I've had help at points in my life where I was in crisis, and the pastor at the time was there to help when I asked and help me see a clearer way. And I am extremely grateful to all the pastors that I've met. I'm currently amazed at how much I've been able to look back over my time and see when miracles happened in my life. The first miracle happened when I was 12 and a half and my younger brother was born. He was not expected to live. My mother's physician's concern was keeping my mother alive, not with the baby. So she was given medications that should have damaged him in the womb. He came out perfect. He was the most beautiful baby in the nursery when he was there. And I heard lots of people say that, and I had to agree, he was a very cute kid. And I'm going, okay. Fast forward through time, he announced that he was going to be a daddy. He had not married the woman whose children he sired, and she had brain cancer, and her physician was more interested in keeping her alive than with the developing fetuses. And when the twins were born, they were perfect. They're now adults, doing just fine. The next miracle was within the last year. My niece has had medical problems all her life, and doctors did not recommend she become pregnant, but she did. And Maisie was born, and she's perfect. And I'm going, 3 miracle births in my family. I'm going, wow, how great is God? And I would not have this knowledge to understand what I was seeing if I had not been attending Good Sam. I'm a very grateful member of Good Sam, and I wish you a very happy anniversary.